Welcome back everyone in another YouTube video where we're going to be discussing questions and the possible answer that I think it's relevant when you will be discussing with the recruitment team. So there's approximately 120 questions. We're going to do this video with 40 questions, the second video with another 40, and the third video with another 40 questions, so you can get an idea of what type of answer you should give while interacting with the recruitment team and while answering these questions. Now, the first and very simple question is introduce yourself. How do you do that? It all depends on what type of person you are, but definitely, since you're watching this video, you would like to get an idea on how to do that. Now, introducing yourself with emotion would always be a plus. And whenever you've been asked to introduce yourself in front of the recruiters, I would suggest to use emotions while doing it. For example, the one way I wouldn't suggest is, hi, my name is Julia George. I come from Macedonia and I'm 35 years old. Did I leave any impression when I introduced myself? I didn't, right? So the second and recommended way of introducing yourself, how I would introduce myself, would be like, hi, my name is Julia George. I come from Macedonia. It's an absolute pleasure meeting you today. Does it make a difference? Definitely it does. So when you're introducing yourself, try to input emotion, try to put your personal stamp on the discussion that you are starting, on the introduction, so you are going to be remembered. Therefore, stand in front of the mirror and practice how you're going to introduce yourself with emotions. The second and most popular question that you can get is, why Qatar Airways? And I personally, on this question, would give a very short answer who's going to go straight away to the point. And I would say, I would like to work for Qatar Airways because it's the best airline in the world. At the same time, it's the fastest growing airline in the world, who's going to give me an opportunity with a fast growing career and learning from the best. What you will say to what you are going to tell to the recruitment team is you're giving them facts, you know, the value of the airline that you're going to be working for, because you know that Qatar Airways has been voted for 5 times on the Skytrack Awards as the best airline in the world, and at the same time you are giving an importance of you're giving an importance of what you are going to be learning there, and what you are going to be taught in the airline as a way of work is going to put you on a level where you're going to be working in the best team and getting the best work experience. What is a change for you? If you would like to leave a good impression, you can answer this question in a way: learning is a change for me. Every day we learn new things. Therefore, working for the best airline in the world is going to be a change for me, because I'm going to be learning so many things, and I'm really looking forward to a positive change where I'm going to be updating myself and implementing the newest and the best standard from the best airline in the world. Why do you smile? I would answer this question in my own way, and I would say, I smile because it makes me feel comfortable. And at the same time, I would like the person that I'm talking to feel comfortable with me and to feel certain comfort that we are both enjoying the conversation with each other. And I always do not hesitate to offer the smile first as an invitation of positive energy, as an invitation of a good spirit among us. So therefore, smile for me is one of the most important parts when I'm communicating with someone. What do you know about customer service? Of course, this question is related to the customer service experience that you have had before, but if you haven't had a customer experience service, don't stress, because you have been a customer and you are on in your daily life a customer everywhere you go, so you can always say a particular example of what do you think is a customer service for you. So I would answer this question like this: good customer service for me is always exceeding expectations. You can always relate this with a particular example. In my case, I was in the pharmacy and I was waiting for a certain type of vitamins that I wanted to buy. In the meantime, the lady who was in front of me was taking her time longer while discussing and getting the things she needed. And when I arrived at the counter, the lady that was the pharmacist, she apologized to me for waiting, and she gave me a bottle of liquid soap to not make me feel bad because I was waiting for a long time while the lady in front of me took a longer time getting her stuff. So this for me was really exceeding expectations. So if you don't have a customer experience, if you haven't had any customer experience in your resume, you haven't worked in customer service industry, just make sure you mention a particular example in which you felt that the customer service went beyond the expectation, and this shows that you have an eye for details and that you observe the important part which later on is going to be relevant to your job, and that is not only serving the customers the products that we have on board, but at the same time going beyond the expectations. Now, if you have had a customer experience, then your answer should be slightly different, and you can always answer like this. To me, customer service doesn't mean only helping people and delivering the product. Customer service to me means supporting customer, assisting customer whenever they need it, even without asking. So if you have had a experience in customer service, please do mention a particular example in which you have observed that the customer required any assistance and that you were there to assist and assess the situation without being asked for help. This also is going to show the recruiters that you are also detail-oriented, that you don't wait for the customers to ask you for assistance, and that you are observant. This is also very, very important in your future flying career. If your coworker is stealing something, what would you do? This is a very sensitive question. Please answer it in a very diplomatic way. First of all, you must say that you must make sure that you have seen that with your own eyes and get a confirmation on what has actually happened. You cannot just make an assumption, or you would say that I'm not going to make an assumption on just because someone has told me that some of my coworkers has stolen something, so therefore I'm going to first make sure that I have seen it with my own eyes. Definitely later on you are going to address this to your superior, to your manager, but please mention that about this matter you are not going to talk to the other employees, and that you are going to only address this matter to your manager, to your superior, because you know the importance of honest and loyalty about the company that you're working with, and you know that such a type of behavior doesn't bring the required results and doesn't bring the success that later on you and the entire community working in that particular company will share. So therefore, identifying and being sure that this actually has happened is very important to be said, and later on the conspiracy on how you're going to address this matter with your superior without the other employees, of course, being involved with it, the ones working with you in the same rank, is also important to be said. People, things and ideas. What would you choose and why? I wouldn't choose any of these things. People, things, ideas. I would say I would choose all three of them, because without three of them I'm just simply unable to function. People, yes, we need for completing tasks. We need people for teamwork. We need each other. Things, definitely we need the things, and things can be different. It's a very general term, but let's say we're in a flight. We need the cabin crew. We need the products on board, and later on is the ideas. Of course, the ideas would be constantly implementing new procedures that are benefiting, of course, the customers, benefiting the airlines, and therefore you can always say this, that you need all the three things for proper functioning. Are you a person who's initiative, or you are waiting for the others? I think that the answer of this question is pretty obvious. Definitely you should be an initiative person and you shouldn't be waiting for the others, but sometimes If you get an idea from someone and someone has been initiative, don't forget while answering this question to mention that yes, I am initiative, but at the same time, when someone is also initiative, I'm really appreciating that, and I can be a good follower. Where do you see yourself after 5 years? Definitely on this question you should answer that after 5 years you're seeing yourself progressing in the career. If you get the job of a flight attendant in Qatar Airways, you are seeing yourself in a position of a supervisor that is performing duties and responsibilities with the same passion that you are being recruited today. Show that you are thinking of a career growth within the airline and that you are willing to dedicate yourself and you're willing to stay and be that hard worker they're looking for. When an idea comes up to your mind, how do you make a decision? They basically want to know what type of decision process you are having. Are you a thinker or you are instantly acting? Answer this question in a way, when you have an idea, you are always looking for the possible resources around you to bring the proper decision. Therefore, you are avoiding an instant decision-making process unless it's something related to safety and security and it requires your immediate action. For example, you are standing in a room, there is an earthquake, and your instant reaction will be just go under the table or just hide yourself under something that is going to protect you. Now, in this situation, you're definitely bringing an instant decision. But when there is a decision such as looking for a new job or you are planning to quit your old job, you are always looking for reasons, sources, and you are always thinking and taking the time to bring the right decision. You are always thinking about the consequences, how it's going to affect you, perhaps how it's going to affect your family, and therefore you are not in a hurry when it comes to decision-making process. And definitely you are evaluating every idea that comes onto your mind, and just show the recruiter that you are not an instant actor. Rather than that, you are thinking, you are reading, learning, and searching for the best decision. Are you willing to serve alcohol on the flight? If that's the policy of the airline that I'm going to work for, then definitely I'm going to be serving alcohol on the flight. There is no other answer on this question, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me. Tell me a situation where you had to change the style of your approach. Now again, this must be a particular situation from your life experience, from your work experience. Therefore, even in the previous videos I said, when you would like to give an answer to a particular question that, for example, you have no definition, and in this question they are asking you for a particular situation where you had to change the way you approach. For example, you have one style of talking to elderly or to mature people, but when you are interacting with small children, do you change your approach? How do you do that? With the kids, you have to go on your knees, for example. You do that. Some people do it, some people they don't do it. So take a particular example in which you are showing that you are able to modify, or when you're interacting with special handling customers in your previous job, or perhaps you were helping an elderly person in a supermarket. You were in a hurry to pass, but she was in front of you and you had to change your approach. You had to go a little bit down and extended support. So show a personal example in which you have changed your normal behavior in a situation, and you've acted differently in order to be more pleasant, to be more accepted, and to benefit from that situation. Please. Tell me a situation where you helped your team to solve a situation and how you got the outcome. Again, very personal question. You must think of a situation where some of your team member had a problem. For example, if you have not had any customer related work experience and you've just come out from studies, show an example when somebody needed your help, you were in a team, how did you do that? Did later on the person you helped appreciate it? Did you get acknowledged? Did the person ask you for help, or you observed that the help was needed? They will really appreciate a particular situation in which they are able to see how did you act in it. And of course, what was the outcome? As I said, were you appreciated? Was your help acknowledged? Did you bring happiness in the other person's life? And believe me, they will be happy with this kind of answer. If one of your friends is stealing something, what would you do? Definitely, this is a different question than the one we discussed before. It's about your friend now. Most probably it has happened when you are together somewhere. I would answer this question in a way, I would take the attention of my friend and I will speak to my friend honestly, telling him and advising him about the outcome of such a type of behavior. Of course, stealing is something that is punishable by law, and you would show to your friend that you care about him and her and extend support rather than accusing. You are never going to accuse your friend in a way, I'm not going to be your friend anymore because you're stealing, but I would show care, that I care for her or for him, and that this type of behavior, if it's not stopped, this would be the consequences that he or she must take, and I will try to make him or her realize that for her own benefit that would be good if she or he stop. So in this particular answer, they would like to see how you act when it comes to people you care, when it comes to friends. Are you accusing immediately? Or you are a person who's showing assistance, who's showing care? You are not just standing, as I said, and you're not just giving up, you're fighting, because that friend means a lot to you. And believe me, if you answer this question in this way, they will definitely like it. Are you honest? And I think that this question you should answer your way. How honest you are? Just try to feel your heart, try to evaluate your emotions, and say it just from your heart. Don't learn this question, because they will very well be able to see how honest you are, and are you an honest person. Are you someone that people can trust? I would answer this question in a way that trust is one of the values that I carry with me. And definitely I am a person that people can trust on me, and trusting someone is also very important. Trust for me is stability, and I prefer in my life to be in a stable relationships with my family, with my friends. Therefore, trust is one very important value that I am giving, and also I am looking for the same. Do you say the truth? For me, no matter how painful it is, truth over everything, because I truly believe that the truth doesn't hurt as much as the lie. So therefore, connect this question with the honesty, with the trust, and answer it just the way you are. How did you help customers in your previous job? Again, please look for a particular situation in which a customer required your assistance. You were there for the customer, and please mention, was that assistance asked from you, or you were able to see that the customer needed assistance? They would much appreciate it if you have an eye for details. If you have observed that customer was looking for a certain information, for example, you work in a hotel at the reception, all of a sudden there is a person who's entering there and just looking around. Did you approach that person, or you were waiting for the person to approach you? Did you ask the question, sir, ma'am, sir, how may I assist you? Do you need any help? Or you were waiting for the person to come and ask you? This is also very important. If you haven't had any customer experience in your previous job, you were not working with customers, don't worry. You can always answer this question, as I said, from the point of view when you were a customer, how you were assisted, and what did you observe when the person was assisting you, because I was also recruited without customer experience. Would you change something about you? I would answer this question in a way that definitely I'm changing a lot of things on me on daily basis, because I'm reading constantly, I'm learning constantly new things, and I'm implementing the knowledge in my daily activities. So therefore, for me, change is an important part, and it's related to my daily learnings, to my daily familiarizing with everything that's happening around, from news, from updates, and definitely change is not a problem with me. The one important question: why do you want to work for our airline? And yeah, very often I see answers: I want to work for your airline because I have the best experience, and I think that my past experience is going to help the airline. But believe me, airlines are not looking so much for people who have a lot of customer experience and implementing that customer experience in their airline. They are looking for learners. You would like to work for an airline that's the fastest growing airline in the world, that is the best airline in the world, that has been voted for 5 times in the Skytrax. Please make sure you address this fact, because it's very, very important. And show when you are answering this question that you are a learner. You would like to learn new things because you believe that Qatar Airways is having the latest and the best standards when it comes to customer service, and therefore you are going to be fitting in the best airline. Choose words as best airline, best cabin crew. These are crucial, and they would really appreciate if you use these words and show that you are a learner, not just someone who's experienced, who's very proud that is experienced and cannot wait to bring that experience on board. But rather than, yes, I have experience, I would like to use my experience and work for you, but at the same time, I want to learn so much from you, because in daily basis, normal Qatar Airways cabin crews, we're getting a lots of updates, and therefore, the cabin crew really need to be good learners and fast learners in order to implement all those new procedures and new standards that are constantly being upgraded. Do you know anyone who has worked for us? And of course, in this question, you're gonna say, of course, I know Julia George, who has been working in Qatar Airways for 10 years and has inspired me to apply for this job. I'm just joking. If you know someone that has been working for the airline, definitely you can mention, but you can always answer this question in a way, unfortunately, I don't know, and that's it. Why do you want to be a flight attendant? I would answer in this way. I'm just a people's person. I love working with people, and I have this natural connection with customers. I love serving people, and I am easy when it comes to observing customers' needs. I am never afraid to anticipate customers' needs, and therefore working with other cultures is definitely one priority for me, and traveling around the world, of course. And yeah, because I'm a people's person, I think that that's why I would like to be a flight attendant. What makes a good cabin crew? According to me, a good cabin crew would make emotion. Emotions are a big part of this job. If one person working as a cabin crew or as a flight attendant is being able to observe emotion, understand emotion, act in proportions with the emotions, I think that's the most important part to become a good cabin crew, rather than just serving products that are available on board. But how do you do that? With passion, without passion, with extra assistance for the ones that they needed. Therefore, good cabin crew is a cabin crew with emotions. What can you do for us if someone else cannot? Now, very tricky question. I would never say I can do for you these things and make the other environment blank, that I can do things that no one else can. You can also always answer this question in a way. I strongly believe that all of us that are working and are going to be working for your airline will have together strong abilities and strong contribution towards the success of the airline. But definitely one thing that I can promise from my side is discipline. I'm a very disciplined and organized person. I love customer service, I love working with people, and dedication. I am going to be a very disciplined and dedicated cabin crew member that I think I'm gonna fit in together with the rest of the cabin crew within Qatar Airways. And you are not underestimating the other people, and you're not showing disrespect towards the others, and you're not putting yourself on a higher level than the others. This is also very, very important. What do you find most attractive about this position, and what seems less attractive about it? Definitely very attractive for me would be the work and the interaction with people from all over the world, and I take this as a very positive experience, something that I'm able to learn and become a better professional in future, that is going to change me as a person in future for the better. But definitely when it comes to least attractive, I wouldn't be able to make up my mind, because I'm just too positive, and I'm just looking forward towards the success. So therefore, I don't have less attractive thing about this job. That's how I would answer. What is your definition about cabin crew job? Now, lots of definitions are available on internet, but try please to talk about from your point of view. You can always say cabin crew job for me is definitely customer service, but it's with emotions. When we serve the customers on board with emotion, we welcome them with a smile, we understand their needs, we correspond with their emotion. I think this is the cabin crew job up in the air. It's different than the rest of the jobs. Definitely people fly for different reasons. Understanding those reasons is definitely the cabin crew job. And of course, serving the product is something very basic that we all understand, but serving the product on the right way. Don't forget to mention along with this answer that the cabin crew position is there first to make the customers feel safe. They're there for their comfort, to provide first aid whenever necessary, and then later on you will be talking about the aspects of providing good customer service with emotion and being there to understand customers' needs and correspond to their emotion, and not just serve the product that is available on board. Safety and security first. What do you ultimately want to become? Definitely show that you are interested in a long-term career, and show that you would like to see yourself in future on a cabin crew supervisory position, with lots of experience, with lots of positive experience that you're going to be learning, and we're working with the different nationalities, traveling to so many destinations, and show that you want basically a career within Qatar Airways. What values you are going to bring to the company? This question, please answer it honestly. Please evaluate your values. Which values do you possess? You are an honest person, you are a loyal person, you are someone that people can trust, and say these values. For me, I would say I'm a disciplined person, I'm a dedicated person. Definitely I'm a person that people can trust, and loyalty and honesty is a priority for me. So therefore, check the list of your values and answer this question shortly with the priorities of the values that you have. At what point in life did you choose this profession? It can be at any point. You can just decide to become, you've just decided to become a cabin crew recently, 2 months ago. You've always dreamed to be a cabin crew. This is not so important as with which passion you're gonna give the answer. When I was answering this question, and I was asked this question, when they asked me when did you decide that you want to be cabin crew, because I'm a criminologist by profession, I said, I'm sorry, but I never thought about being cabin crew because I was totally blind. I didn't know anything about the job. And I answered this question with honesty. So therefore, when you will be answering the question, please have in mind that the recruiters are able to judge whether you speak from the heart, whether you have been honest, or you have learned all these answers by heart. Tell me about your dream job. Again, connected with the previous question. Perhaps for some of you, the dream job is being a flight attendant, being up in the sky with so many nationalities, with so many crew, interacting with so many people. So explain to them what is your dream job. It's a good way if you can relate the answer of this question with the position that you are applying for, with the cabin crew position. So you can always say it in a way that your dream job would be working with lots of nationalities, traveling to an amazing destinations, learning. You would like to be constantly in a job that you're going to be learning so many things, and that not every day is going to be a same day, that every day for you is going to be a different day. That is your dream job, perhaps. Why do you think that you would do well with this job? You can always connect this with your values, and you can answer this question that you are going to be a good cabin crew that's going to perform her duties on time because you are punctual, you are dedicated, you are disciplined, you've been honest, you think that honesty is an important part, and that you're going to do this job with the honesty and loyalty that you possess, and that's why you think that you're going to be good in this job. At the same time, you're observant. Just speak from your heart. Evaluate yourself, what type of person you are, and put this answer with your personal own stamp. Why did you leave your previous job, or why you are leaving your present job? I have already a video on this question. I'm gonna put the link down so you can have a look on that video, and it's precisely described on why are you leaving your current job. But I would mention here, for whatever reason you're leaving your previous job, please be honest and say it. And at the same time, when you're answering this question, give an importance that you would like to work for the best airline in the world that has been voted on the Skytrax Awards for 5 times. And constantly when you are talking about Qatar Airways and your will to work for this airline, use these words. They are really the key, and believe me, the recruiters would love to hear these words, that you would like to work for the best airline that is going to offer you the best opportunity with the fastest growing career in the world. What are the responsibilities of your current job or your previous job? Don't be shy, don't be afraid, be confident and say all the responsibilities that you've had in your previous job. Please don't lie and don't invent responsibilities that were not given to you. And because if you get into further discussion about your responsibilities and you are saying something that you were not doing, you might get blank, you might get stuck up with giving this answer. So whatever was the job description and whatever you were doing in your previous job, just feel free to share it. They would like to know your experience, and they would like to know what you were doing before. In your current or your last job, which features did you like the most? Which features did you like the least? This is a particular question in which you can answer related with a personal example. If you're currently working in an office, perhaps you can mention that you absolutely loved your job and you absolutely loved that you worked with people, or you were working in a customer experience, depends where you were working. Just find anything that you like about your previous job, and about something that you don't like, you can perhaps mention that you didn't like the routine and that every day was the same day. So therefore the recruiters will be able to see that you are looking for a dynamic job, and the type of job that is the cabin crew job, and the one you are having your interview with. What have you learned from the mistakes that you've made on your job? Just please, when answering this question, don't say that no, I have never made any mistakes, because this is not the answer the recruiters are looking for. You can mention that every mistake that has happened to you is part of a great learning experience, and that you are always trying to minimize the mistakes. You are always trying to be careful, but definitely when a mistake is happening, you are taking it as a learning experience, and that is going to help you, and it's helping you in your future performance in the job that you are doing or that you are going to be doing. How successful have you been so far? This is a question that purely depends on what you have achieved so far. So any achievements that you have had, please do mention it, and mention your desire for future success. This is also something that the recruiters would like to hear. What have you been doing since your last job, if you are not employed? Perhaps a good answer on this question would be, I have been studying hard about Qatar Airways and Qatar Airways achievements. I have been preparing for this job because this job is something that I'm really looking forward. I really like to dedicate myself to. Just do not say I was not doing anything. Just show that you have been into a certain hobby, perhaps reading or writing, but something related to self-education would be very much appreciated by the recruiters. What have you done in the past years is also something depending on your experience. Perhaps you were studying, perhaps you were working. A very straightforward question. Just answer in the past couple of years what you were doing, and they will appreciate all your activities and dedication, believe me. Where would you like to be in your career from now on? Again, similar question we answered before. Show to the recruiters that you are looking for a career within Qatar Airways. Show them that you definitely look for a career progress. Perhaps you would like to see yourself being part of a supervisor within the cabin crew community, that you're really looking forward to a growth within the airline, and show to them that you are not just here to fly for 1 or 2 years and explore the destination and that's it, but rather than looking at the cabin crew job as a profession that is going to help you grow personally and professionally, and that you are really looking towards that achievement, towards that growth. Are you willing to put the interest of the organization ahead of yours? In this question, there is a straightforward answer, and there is something not to negotiate, and you shouldn't be doubting in answering this question. Yes, I am willing to put the interest of the organization in front of mine. In fact, the fact itself, moving and relocating to Doha and being your base as a cabin crew in Doha is putting the interest of the company, of the organization in front of yours. Therefore, you are willing from the beginning to do that, to put the interest of the organization in front of yours. And when you are giving this answer, please show to the recruiters that there is no doubt in you. It's very important. Total of 40 questions have been answered in this first part of the video. I hope that I have given you an idea on which direction your answers should be like. Bear in mind, the number one fact when giving the answer is give an answer that is relevant from your experience. You cannot learn the entire 120 questions by heart when you will be answering, because you will be looking like a robot and the human touch will be absent. And believe me, the recruitment team is very experienced and will be able to see that. But rather than when you are answering this question, put your personal signature, put your personal emotion on it, and speak with your own experience. Again, if you have never had an experience in the customer service industry, always give an example when you were customer itself. This is going to be equally appreciated as you were part of the customer service industry and you had a customer experience. Once again, as I said, I was a cabin crew that was recruited with a zero customer experience. I'm a criminologist by profession. I had no contact with customers, or my customers were a different type of customers, but yet I was taken, because whatever example that I have given while interacting with the recruitment team, I gave it from the point of view when I was a customer and what I was able to observe and see. I'm going to be seeing you very soon in another video. Until then, stay blessed and bye-bye.